Good morning.
Good
Good
morning. Exit
morning.
Good morning.
strategy
Good
is
morning.
ladies for today.
Y'all doing today?
Great. How about you? Is there any other way to be, actually?
No other way to be. Like,
No.
why not? Right? life could
Hey,
be, life could be lifing, but if you have a poor attitude about it,
Yeah.
like,
it
And
doesn't make it any
don't make
better,
it any
right?
better. So
it's gonna do that anyway, right? Life is
it's
life.
all
And
right.
but what are you gonna, what's your decision around, what to do with that, right? So guess what? We're gonna be talking about some of that today, y'all. And so we'll
Yeah.
introduce ourselves. I'll start. I'm Rosalind Marie, your financial wellness and birth coach. So excited to stand beside people like you and families where we really help provide financial guidance from when that baby comes into the earth, right? When you start planning your life all the way through so that you can have financial peace of mind. Brandy?
I love it. Yes, I'm Brandy Gamble. I help women make smarter money choices, always giving the tips.
Right. And I am Monica Love, and I am a financial strategist and real estate broker. I help people build those legacies to have lifetime of wellness for them and their families.
For sure. For sure. So, y'all, we're gonna be diving in today, okay?
Get in
You have the best of the best right here today with you. We are the exit strategists, and we have put together an amazing work of art. That's what I say. Amazing work of art called Design Your Wealth Mindset, and it is chock full of nuggets that can really get you unstuck, right? As we started, the conversation this morning about how life be life, it's gonna life anyway, right? But
there.
you really have to make sure that you put your best foot forward and put a plan together, right? Because if
Yeah.
you don't put a plan together, life is gonna do you instead of you doing life, right?
I like that, Rosalind.
Absolutely.
Okay.
You
And
got
so
to prepare for it. You got to prepare
yes,
for
every time, we just came out of, a part of the holiday season that again, it comes every year, right? Thanksgiving or Thanksgiving or whatever you want to say. But to me, I actually enjoy this time of year because you do get a chance to connect with your family and your friends. A lot of people get to let's say eat some of your favorite foods, that may take you back to some of your childhood memories, right? Some of those nostalgic flavors that many of us grew up with. Now, what I do want to say about that is oftentimes it could take you to a negative place too,
it.
unfortunately, right? And some people are, really I get sentimental during this time because it could also be a time of loss. However, there are still pieces that you can put in place so that you don't stay stuck and so that you don't stay there. You can stay there now. You know what I mean? But it is a choice in order for you to shift. And today we're going to be focusing on, what that financial fear is, what it can be, what it looks like, and the fact that you don't have to stay there if you put the right tools in place and you connect with the right team. Hello,
Yeah,
ex
yeah.
strategist.
Mhm,
Just
mhm.
like food has its own story for us, whether it's good or negative, money has a story too, doesn't it, Rosalind?
It
For sure.
does.
For sure. For sure.
Yeah.
It surely does. And, again, many of us, come from a specific place in our families and in our family history where, maybe we didn't have enough, depending on, where you were raised and how you were raised, whether you were in a two-parent home, whether you were in a single parent home, whether you were in an extended family home, where you had aunts, uncles, cousins and, grandmama and them. Some of their, qualities could have definitely jumped on you.
Mhm,
you
mhm.
know, and my point is based on where you begin does not mean that's where you have to go, right? Because,
Right.
just like in the grocery store, when you go to the grocery store, do you buy everything off the shelf?
No.
No, I hope
Unless
not.
you're hungry when
You
you
gotta go
go
with
in
the list.
there, right?
You
I
gotta
hope
go
not.
with the list, okay?
And 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 that is exactly my point, Brandy, because if you have that little list, right, you're going in there for something specific, or you might be going in there because you want to make a specific dish, right? If you go in there with that list, I know for me, if I take a list in, whether I put it on my cell phone or whether I put it on a piece of paper, it really helps me to strategize so I can get in, I can stay focused. I don't migrate to the bakery section. So where I'm not supposed to be.
Yeah.
And I can really get in, stay focused on my list, get the things on my list so I can get in and get out. Right. And so that same strategy is something that you can actually put in place around your finances. You want to have
Absolutely.
a plan. You don't want to be afraid, right? You don't want to have that bill just sitting there, because eventually there will be late fees, and eventually the bill man will come and be like, you know what, we're going to take some money from here. You don't want to put yourself in that place. That is financial fear. That connects to financial trauma. That connects to you being in a place because maybe you do have lack, or maybe you're going through a point in time in your life right now where you have limitations financially. But how many of y'all say that that's common? It's
Oh,
common.
yeah.
It happens. You know, it happens to the best of us. However, what I do want to say is there are things that you can do so that even when you're in that low period, when you're in that place where, you know what, say robbing Peter to pay Paul's, you got to figure out some things, and sometimes you have to shift, right?
People
From
really need to step back though, Rosalind,
yeah,
and understand why they make those choices that they
yeah,
make, right? They got to
yeah,
understand it, because I think once you have a good idea as to why you're making that decision, some of us don't even know why, right?
yeah.
Why we might let bills go late, why we hold on to our cash and, have that fear of losing. Like, they don't understand why. So knowing that money story is really important, wouldn't you say?
It really is.
Most
Yeah.
definitely.
Yeah, it really is. I agree, Brandy, because, again, you may not know, you know what I mean? You may not know, but you know that you do that activity, right? And what I related to is being in a fixed mindset, right?
Yeah.
And we dive into that in the book, right?
Yeah.
And the book, especially in the chapter that I focus on, which is really going from financial fear to financial fitness, you want to, again, have some tools in your belt so that when you get to that place, because it is a mindset, right? Our book is called Design Your Wealth Mindset. It is a mindset where when your mind goes there, because guess what? In your mind, your thoughts are the ones that you hear the most. Right? Oh, you can't do that, or you can't afford that, or girl, you don't have enough money in the bag. You better put them cute shoes back, or that bag back. Or
but those thoughts are coming from somewhere else sometimes, right? It could be coming from what you heard when you were a kid, or what somebody may have told you as you were in your young adulthood. Like, things that the reasons that we make the decisions we make is really not necessarily because we make them. Some of them, yes, but some of them are because of what we've experienced, right?
Sure.
And being able to identify what that is. That's one of the reasons that I love our book, is because it's not your typical financial, where you just get into the numbers, you get into the strategies, you get into the whole thing of financial wellness, but we actually get into real life situations so that the reader can be able to identify what their money story is, what type of relationship they have with that money, and how to make sure that they're intentional about making whatever adjustments need to be made. And sometimes it requires that you have professional help. Think about it. Every great has a good coach. I don't care who you are. If you are a great anything, basketball player, tennis player, whatever, business person, you are going to get a coach.
Yeah.
Why? Because you just simply don't know everything. I don't care how amazing you are. You need a good coach. You need someone to help you along the way, because we don't master in everything. Although I might try, child. But honestly, we don't master in everything. So the things that we don't master in, it's okay to ask for help. That's one of the relationships and the money stories that even is a mindset story, where you don't ask for help. You just try to figure it out. That's the long way around. Honey, tell me how to get to California. I don't want to be all the way over in Chicago somewhere trying to get to California when I should have been going in the other direction.
For sure.
And just because I didn't want to ask for help, here I am on the wrong path.
That's right.
So let's tell them about the book. We've mentioned the book, right? Yeah. Can we go ahead and put it on the stage?
Yeah, let's do that.
Yeah, let's show the book.
And the cool thing about our book is that we have a Design Your Wealth Mindset book, we also have a workbook, right? Some people are self-starters, some people are self-learners, and they don't want to wait, right? They might not want to wait for the workshop that's coming. They might not want to wait for a course. They're ready to get started now, right? A lot of times people wait until, what is that, the beginning of the year, and do what, the New Year's resolutions. But some people are now people, and we're really advising you to be now people, especially with your finances. We're going towards the end of the year, and we're shifting, right? You're in a place where you should be doing a financial review, right? You can actually work with the exit strategy team to get a financial review done so that we can take a look back. Y'all say look back?
Okay.
We could take a look back to see, based on this past year, where are you now? But even better, where do you want to be? So within this book, we dive into those specific topics. As I mentioned before, we dive into that fixed mindset. I'm just going to define what that fixed mindset is. Overall, it has a stagnant and unchangeable world view. And you stay in that place, sometimes forever. You know what I mean? And some people think that they can actually take that money into the grave. You really can't.
Right.
Now we can have a nice, homegoing ceremony for you, but that's about it. That's about as far as that money is going to take you. But why not put strategies and tools in place so that, again, you shift where you are financially right now while you're alive, but you can also put measures in place so that you're creating a legacy for your children, your children's children, and teach them. That's what the Design Your Wealth Mindset book and workbook can do for you. So again, it's something that you can purchase for yourself. You can purchase for your friends and family. It allows for you to engage and talk about a topic that I think sometimes people really shy away from because of the financial fear, because some of that money story, because they stay stuck in, in those places, right?
Yeah.
Right. And a lot of times we talk about, and I was just thinking about this as you were talking, Ross. We talk about building legacy for our families. Well, not everybody has families, not everybody has children and all that. But you know what? Everybody has a community. Everybody knows someone or something, an organization that could benefit from you being business savvy, from you being financially savvy, having the wherewithal so that it doesn't all stop with you.
Yeah.
And when you get into that book,
Yeah.
design a wealth mindset, design your own wealth mindset. Up under that, if you can put that back up again, because I want to talk about up under there, it says the GPS, the guidelines, principles, and strategies for designing a wealth mindset, right?
Yep.
So that you could go to another level, even regardless to whether you have a family dynamic, a biological family dynamic, or if you have a community dynamic, whatever that is, just so that you can do something different than what you've done always. When we first started this journey, we talked about us as a group last couple times that we were on here, and I just want to go back to that a little bit, because when we first started this journey, one of the things that we said is that one of the reasons we wrote the book is so that we can actually start to shift the mindset of a whole nation of people, The whole trajectory of certain people just needs to be shifted. If you can be a part of that, why not?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Why not help your community think differently, live better, and do better? Because my whole notion has always been, when you know better, you do better, right?
Yeah, for sure.
When you become intentional about putting principles before practice, you are certain to produce victory. Certainly.
Yeah, absolutely. So, Rosalind, what are some things that people can do, maybe to define or identify their money mindset or their money story, or can come out of it if they already know? Can you give us a couple tips? And
Some of it is just simple as thinking about, like, who taught you about money, right? You pull a journal out. Some people are writers, pull a journal out and write it down, get it out of your head, because oftentimes what happens is, as I mentioned before, that same record plays around and around in your head. And after a while, it's just like, okay, what am I supposed to do with this? But get it out of your head. Have that conversation even with your family members, like, where did some of those original money concepts come from. Because I know it's like when I think about my own personal money story, there are some things that worked in my favor. Like, for instance, my dad is a saver. And so he was always big in teaching about, making sure that you save, 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 save. Now, I don't know that my dad knew how to use credit properly, because in his mind, he was just like, stay away from it. But that was a part of his financial trauma, because he didn't know, right? But guess what? I have decided to dive a little bit deeper, right? And do my due diligence to make sure that, one, I know how to use money properly. Sometimes you have to relearn some of those things, unlearn some of the things that don't work, so that you can relearn and, reshift, so that you go from that fixed mindset to a growth mindset. Because if you stay within that fixed mindset, you just gonna still be getting those late fees, and we don't want you to be there. We want you to shift so
Make
that
smarter money choices. Yes.
Make smart money choices. Absolutely. Do something as simple as put give your money an assignment. I think I said that before, in one of our previous recordings, but you want to give your money an assignment so it doesn't become worrisome and a burden to you.
Yeah, absolutely. And we talk about in the book how you can do that, how you can give every dollar an assignment. But you got to first get your mind together on doing what's right for your money. So learn that money story and work your way out of that. Talk your way out of it, work your way out of it. What we speak to ourselves, right? It's not necessarily what everybody else is saying, but what we speak to ourselves is very important. So, we're going to bring some more golden nuggets from our book to you guys in the upcoming week. We're going to be talking about procrastination, like taking action, right?
Yeah.
Actually making a decision and moving, how to make those smarter money choices, and how you can build your wealth, because we know a job is not going to do it, how you can do that with a business. So this has been awesome. Thank you, ladies, for a great conversation.
Absolutely. It has been great conversation. And I love that what you just said, Brandy, giving an assignment to each and every dollar. Because too often we just, I want this and I want that. And nothing has an assignment, not even us, much less our money.
Yeah. I want to leave with this word right here. Can I say this? Stop being a scaredy cat. Stop being afraid. Because if you don't put those pieces in place to shift from that, you're going to stay in that place. And we don't want that for you, right? We want you to shift. We want you to be better financially next year than you were this year. And so, you know what? One of the things that we suggest is in that financial review is taking a look back so that you can see, oh, wait a minute, that wasn't the best decision. But even further, we help you gauge where that is and make better decisions so that, again, you don't stay stuck in that previous money story, but you recreate a new money story, a victory, and go towards that growth mindset. So y'all grab the book.
Grab the book, baby.
Thank you for joining us. We appreciate you. It's an easy read. Right?
Yes, grab the book and like, share, and follow.
Right. That's why you can find it on Amazon, right? We're Amazon bestsellers, and we want our community to be financial warriors, so that, again, they can take it back, and then we each one reach one, teach one, right?
Absolutely.